Hello, hello, hello. Let's see what we got here. Hey, AL Fragrances. Hey, Love Oasis. We're jumping on live. We just finished another class. Hey, Premier. Hey, Candle Plug. Hey, Chantel. Hey, Miss Fletcher. So we wanted to jump on, waiting on Chantel to jump on the screen, but we just had an SEO class today with Coach Tiana Coates of Winding Wick Candles. She has a candle storefront actually in Texas. Thousands and thousands of candles. Like, she's doing very well with candles, and so she kind of gave us some secrets on how to get your candles. Like, when people do a search, of course, like the SEO, they do a search and you can actually be up at the top. Oh, what happened to Chantel? At the top to kind of push your product up in the rankings. So we just kind of wanted to talk about that class this morning and how powerful that class was. Let me go back. Okay, here's her request. Hey, Anita.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. All right. So like I was saying, Grand Rising, Anita.
Hey.
The SEO class was amazing.
It was great.
Like,
it was great.
You know, SEO is already like a hard topic. Hey, Chris Marie. Hey, Nikki. It's already a hard topic. And so when the way that Tiana explained it was just awesome. It was like beginner basic, very easy to understand. She gave us some like websites, and one main actually website to use where she gets all of her, what does she call those words?
Keywords?
Keywords, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So where she actually was able to pull keywords that actually help, and not only help push her products to the top, where if someone puts a search in, hers comes up first, but just with even getting people that want to like feature you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like how to get into hot keywords. That's what it was, Nikki. Thank you. So hot keywords, and just getting, how people just do searches
Right.
for publications, because it was to the point where she didn't even know she was being featured in a lot of different things. Like, I think she said Cosmopolitan. She didn't know she was featured in Cosmopolitan, and all they did was they did whatever search they did, she popped up, and so they featured her, and she didn't even know about it. So that's where a lot of this comes from with your SEOs and using these keywords and hot words and getting your product pushed up to the top in the ranks, where all of these people are coming in and they're finding you quick, and you're able to, get up there in the ranks, and not necessarily having to be somebody that has millions of followers on social media, right? She even went back and gave an example about how we've been talking about selling on Amazon, right? We have some classes about getting into the Black Business Accelerator program and selling on Amazon. And she was like, this guy isn't on social media. Well, I think he is, but he doesn't have followers. He has a website, but he doesn't have it updated yet.
Sex and Candles online.
Yet he's selling millions on Amazon. And so a lot of that has to deal with his SEOs and things like that.
Yep.
So this class this morning was powerful. If you missed it, make sure that
that's what I said, Nikki. Sorry, Jules, you're talking over the comments.
So make sure that you registered for the class, that you watched it, because and we'll have the replay up for you students that missed it this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But powerful. I don't know if Chantel wanted to add anything else that I might have forgot.
Yeah, well, without revealing too much, I will say that this is definitely a class that you want to take if you've been struggling with getting seen or getting traffic online. And I know with the holidays coming up, you want to definitely be seen and you want to get yourself out there because everyone's going to be selling. Everyone's going to be looking for candles for specific reasons. So you definitely want to put yourself out there to be seen and to be, to bump your status up as far as like your store up. If you're on Shopify or whatever site, your website, or if you're on Etsy, that's really good. So you definitely, and this is like, again, there are people who charge a lot of money to teach you this stuff. So you guys are at an advantage because you get to get this for little to nothing.
Yeah.
To be really honest. And you get to get the information, and the information she gave is definitely going to change the game for you. Yeah. I can say that with assurance if it's done right, if it's done right. So definitely want to catch that replay if you didn't catch it this morning.
Yeah. And I like, because she I think what she went through kind of changed my mind about Etsy, because I'm going to be honest, I had Etsy, and because I think I just kind of was like, ooh, it's just too many candle makers on here, and I don't know how how are they going to find me through all of this? And so the tips that she gave kind of encouraged me to just maybe try to get back on Etsy and see, using her tips and tricks, to see how well I can do now on Etsy and get back. But not only that, she did give tips on if you're on Shopify, how to, she went thoroughly through Google, just basic Google search. So it wasn't just based on Etsy, but other platforms as well.
And she gave us a really great tool on how to do it. So if you want to find out what that tool is, you got to log in and watch that replay. But once it becomes available, but she gave us a really good tool on how to fast track finding those keywords. So if you don't have to, a lot of times I always thought SEO was too hard because nobody really gave you the tools or what to do. And at that time when I started, SEO was like a thing. But I'm like, I don't search engine optimization. How do I do it? But then then the people that were going to teach you how to do it wanted $500 for it. And I'm like, well, I just won't be able to do it. But thankfully, we have people who are willing to share the information and give it to Black Candle Makers Club, so we can get that money.
Yeah. Make that money on.
Sex and Candles said Etsy takes too much of your money. Sorry. Well, see, there's again strategy. You have to be able to do your strategy to where it doesn't take so much of your money. Same with Amazon FBA or Handmade. It's all about your strategy, your pricing strategy, and how so it doesn't take so much of your money.
Yeah.
Yes, Nikki.
That was another turnoff for me with Etsy, and I think I brought that up this morning. Hey, Lauren. I brought that up this morning. I got off Etsy. Not only that, because of the fees, I was like, okay, I'm paying this money. Because I don't even remember. I wasn't on Etsy long. I don't remember if they charged per month or if it was I don't remember. But I know it was some fees, and I was like, So I was like, I'll just go to Shopify, pay my little monthly fee, and then do it that way. But like Nikki said, you do have to account for the Etsy fees and incorporate it into your pricing.
Yep.
So that is a good strategy as well.
Yep. And even with Etsy, Tiana gave a really good strategy that she does with Etsy. See, I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of information in that video that will help you, because a lot of times we get stuck on it's fees. But it's not about fees. It's about the way you do it and your strategy, so that you're not finding yourself paying all these fees, but you're not making money. Yeah. So I think that's where the frustration comes for a lot of people, including myself. You're paying these fees to be seen. You're paying these ad fees. You're paying the fees to be on the platform. But then you feel like, oh, okay, well, I'm not making the money. So again, it's all about, doing your research as well. And then also the strategy behind it.
Yes. Hey, Kim. So like Nikki just said, she said, don't feel obligated to have the same price from your website on your Etsy because the pricing will change.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Candle said it is per month and each sold product they take
Right.
money. Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
Right.
So you definitely would have to
Hi,
change your pricing
Kim. Yep.
on
Mm-hmm.
Etsy. And she brought up a point too. You can convert. That's how, like, especially if you're new to this and you don't have a website, or maybe you do. She suggested that you start with Etsy to build your clientele as well,
Mm-hmm.
so that you can
Mm-hmm.
convert those people to your website, and then they see, oh, her prices are cheaper on her website, so let me just start purchasing from her website. So it's really a good platform to use when you're
Mm-hmm.
getting started. And like I told her, I was impatient because I was like, they taking these fees out, and I'm not, I'm not even in this search engine. I'm not even,
Mm-hmm.
like people viewing the products, but I wasn't getting sales like I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I was impatient because I wasn't on there long. So yeah.
Right. And like Nikki was saying, it's all about, like I say, it's all about your pricing strategy, and also just talking about these things too. I think it's good we have these conversations around platforms outside of our websites, because our websites are charging us money. Etsy, any website now, you have to pay to play. That's just what it is. And then you also want to look at how this is going to help you be seen more. Again, holidays are coming
Yeah.
up. Etsy, I said this in the class earlier today. Etsy, I started out on Etsy and I did very well on Etsy until they introduced the whole when ads started coming into place. And this was years ago when I started.
Yeah.
So Etsy was new and it wasn't all this other stuff they have going on now. So it's a little different now, but it definitely helped me get that audience. I got a lot of sales from Etsy. So don't let that deter you from put yourself out there, because I always have the mindset you have to pay to play. Doesn't mean you got to pay tens of thousands to do that, but you do have to pay to play in a lot of cases, because they're all trying to get money and build their businesses as well. So.
And then Rhonda said, let me go back to her comment. Yes, because Etsy charges a percentage for advertising, a fee for people who purchase from advertisements, and percentage of all other sales. It's like 2 to 3%, I believe. See, and I don't even know how Etsy advertising works. So are you obligated to do the advertising? Like, how does that?
If you want to be seen, when I stopped using Etsy at the time, in order to really get ranked, and I'm okay. Again, it was just coming out with their advertising. Everybody was doing this advertising thing. And I was like, well, I'm not doing it, because I tried it and I just felt like I was losing money. So then that's when I just kind of like went to my own website. But that's pretty much, again, it's all based on personal preference too. If you feel like I can just do it on my own, on my website, and just pay fees there, that's fine. You're not obligated to do it, but it's something, that's just what it is. If you're going to be on these other platforms, right, Nikki, you set the budget. Yep. And so you can either choose not to do ads, or you can do ads, but ads will put you in front of more people.
Okay. And Lorana said, no, you're not obligated. But like Chantel said, yeah, advertise, but then get you this. Okay. And I should have asked, I don't know, Tiana said she doesn't really fool with Etsy that much, even though she still has her Etsy shop. I think at this point, she's so far up now, she doesn't really have Etsy. But I should have asked her, does she advertise? But I'm sure she doesn't advertise through Etsy anymore, because she's on, just with her SEOs alone, she's on the front page, like first page. Like if you pull up dessert candles on Etsy, hers will be the first page because of what she taught us today, how she got on there. So I don't even needs the advertising piece, because with her SEOs alone, she's gonna pull up on that front anyway when people do a search. So power of that class today, it was amazing. I was like, okay, a little more.
She gave us a lot of free game. Free game as in what I consider to be free, considering how people really do charge a lot of money for SEO classes.
Yeah,
I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm like, oof. But yeah, what she gave us today was worth a lot of money.
Yeah, and then she's like Nikki said, Etsy invited her to the headquarters as a featured seller. That's how well, she was able, to navigate through the game. SEOs to start popping. Exactly what.
And after Tiana's class today, SEO does not seem as hard as I thought it would be, and the way I feel like people make it out to be. So once you get the hang of it and you start to teach yourself and train yourself on how to use hot keywords and how to be more creative with your words, again, the tool that she gave us really helped us a lot.
Yeah.
With how to find those keywords. So.
And I'm using it. I already, like during class, I signed up with that tool already and started playing with it. And it's the truth. It's the truth.
But Anita says she's going to catch the replay. Yes, you definitely want to catch the replay. And this is the perfect time. I want to say, Jules, this is a really good time because with the holidays coming up, this is going to propel you guys because LaRonda said she's going to catch it too. Yes. It's going to propel you forward for the holidays. So this is perfect timing.
Yeah, I'll do the edits. I'm actually going to work on the edits now so that I can get that up and going so I can do some other stuff today. So I'll have that up. And then of course, if you're in the university, if you registered for the class, you'll get that notification that says the replay is ready. So make sure you've registered for the class as well.
Yep.
So that you can get the email that says the replay is ready. That gets the notification. But yeah, the replay will be available today. I will do that. Yep.
Perfect.
Any questions? So in the chat, before we leave, does anyone have an Etsy shop? Or do y'all just sell on your website alone?
I just sell on my website, but I might go back to Etsy for the holidays. I might just, I'm
thinking that too, Chantel, because we're already working on our Amazon shop, which should be up and oh, that was another thing. She showed us how to do it. You know, you can use that same tool with Amazon, which I was happy about because I know up our Amazon stuff, it did ask about, SEOs and so Google, Amazon, Shopify, all of that. So
Yep. And that's what people who are ranking high, that's what they're doing. They're using keywords.
Okay.
Nikki, and I'm sure it works for Instagram too, because if you're using the keywords for Instagram, because I know they say a lot of times when you do your captions and your products and stuff and describing your products or talking on Instagram or your captions, you need to use keywords. And even if you're using your voice, I think when you're doing like voiceovers, it's probably good to use keywords because I think that's how Instagram works. I'm not going to say that's Instagram. I'm just assuming that's how Instagram will work. If you use them in your captions, the algorithm's going to catch your voice too.
She said that about TikTok too.
Oh, did she? Okay. Yeah, she did. Yeah.
So I know some people said in the chat. Anita said no Etsy. Nikki said both. Simply Chris Marie. Just started hers for the holidays. Perfect. Utopia Cab. I was thinking if it's worth it. So maybe. Yep. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think I'm going to try to dive back in there for the holidays. And, now that I know, how to get my stuff up, I think I'm going to try it just to see how it works. And, it doesn't hurt. So I'll try a couple of my products, especially if and then go from there, even maybe just one product. And see.
I want to ask a question. How many people want to do Etsy, but the pricing is affecting your decision? I'm gonna use Nikki's. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to use Etsy, but the pricing structure and the fees are what's keeping you back, or even any platform that's where you can sell on. But I'll say Etsy because Etsy is what we're talking about. Etsy. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to use it, but the fees are just holding you back. Because I think that might be good data for us to figure out. Because we don't want people to not do something because, we don't want you guys to not do something that could potentially put you in a really good, successful space or place. And you're not doing it because of fees. So I'm wondering if there's something we can come up with that we can talk about that.
Well, like Nikki said, incorporate those fees into your regular price. So if you're selling your candle for $20 and you want to put it on Etsy, up it, up the price to follow that, that cost. Just like Simply Chris Marie said, I'm going to price higher, but why I'm just doing it.
And I
Okay.
think that's the issue. Y'all don't want to put y'all stuff, you don't want to price your stuff higher.
Yeah, but if you want to swallow up those
Mm-hmm.
fees, it's yeah.
You have to.
I mean, but then I don't know if there's a way that you can link your website, but I'm sure people can just go and search your website, and then there you go. You have that, now that they see, oh, it's cheaper on her website, then they can just go to your website and purchase it.
Yes, like Nikki said, let it go.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That's why yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm trying to figure out what's the holdup. A lot of people are saying the fees are holding me back, and I'm like, we need to unpack why you guys are not. But yeah. Nikki said what summed it up. Let it go and price accordingly.
So that purposely, like, they'll have a certain product on their website, but for Etsy, they may, I'll give an example. Maybe they just put their 10 candles that are a little less pricey on
gateway products. Yep.
And try to move product that way. But this luxury candle that you usually sell on your website, you make a different type of product that you on it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can have definitely a gateway product. It's how people get in and they get to experience your product without having to, because like Tiana was saying, people don't get to smell your candles. So you're really going to have to rely on those keywords to get for people to envision and get the emotional side of your candles so they can purchase.
You can sell a 4 ounce or a 6 ounce tin, so people can say, oh, let me try it. And then they love it. They're like, ooh, I wish they had a bigger size. Maybe they do. And you're like, yeah, I do, but it's on my website. It's not on my Etsy shop. So,
Strategy.
Yep.
It's all about
strategize. Yeah. Yep. Sex and Candle said, yes, I put discounted products on Etsy. Exactly.
Yep. So yes, let that whole thing go with the pricing and the fees. Do what's best for you. I always say do what's best for you, because Etsy may not be for you. It may not be your jam. It may not be what you want to do. But if you really want to be on Etsy, but that's what's holding you back, just create a good pricing structure so that you're not losing and not you're spending more than that. You're not making a profit. That's what I'm trying to say. You're not making a profit.
Yeah. Because at least it's going to introduce people, and again, it'll drive people to the website, because now they're like, wait, I got that candle, but ooh, they don't have a website, but they do have the bigger size and other stuff. So now look.
And especially if you're using those keywords, the people are going to come because you're using those keywords and you're drawing your target audience. And that's the good thing about Etsy. The audience is already there. You're not trying to build an audience from scratch by your Instagram and your Facebook and markets and all that stuff. The people are there. You just got to find your segment, and you got to find the people that are going to be interested in your stuff. And the rest is easy. Honestly, when I did it, the only thing that stopped me was the ad stuff. And now that I have overcome that just with this conversation, I probably will go back to Etsy.
Yeah, we're gonna be on Amazon. We're gonna be on Etsy.
All of it.
Yeah.
All of it. Like I said, you got to pay to play. That's just what it is. You have to pay to play.
And for those that just joined, I don't know if you heard me, but Tiana gave an example of a guy that he doesn't have a lot of followers on social media. He's barely on social media. People think you got to have a lot of followers to be making money, and that's not true. You might have a lot of followers and not making nothing, right? So, but he's making millions through his Amazon shop. And he's using those key SEO words to get down. And she was like, she even went to his website. It's outdated. Like, he ain't even keeping up with his website anymore. So much, like millions. Black Candle Maker, millions on Amazon. Yeah. So
it's I don't want to say it's very easy, but I think once we get out of our own heads, the rest is easy. Once we get out of our own heads, and this is not to make anybody feel like any type of way, but it's mostly like, I think a lot of it is mindset, and we get in our own head, and then that's what stops us from moving forward. I'm willing to, I'm not saying throw money away, but I'm willing to, you have to look at it as an investment into your business. And sometimes things will work and sometimes they will not work. And then that's how you find out, okay, I invested $50 in this ad that got me 4 new followers on my Etsy page or 4 new purchases on my, stuff like that, then that's kind of like, okay, so this might be working.
Mm-hmm.
Now you might even say, okay, I did an ad for $25. I didn't get that much traffic. Let me see if I up it a little bit, see what that'll do. So it's mostly about testing and seeing what works for you, but you have to put yourself out there and you have to do it in order to see if it works or not, instead of just saying, I'm not going to do it because I'm, and I get it. Everyone's financial situation is different. I'm not here to, say anything about that, but I get it. But also just take that step just to see if it works, because it might work.
Mm-hmm.
It just might work for you. It will work. I'll say it will work. We just have to, do what we have to do to make it work.
Yes. All right. So we hope one last thing. Make sure y'all go to our bio, click on our link tree. Remember, we have a contest. Well, I'm not going to say contest. We have a raffle going right now where if you leave us a review, a Google review, you get entered into this raffle, and we're going to pick 3 winners at the beginning of next month. So the raffle entry where you put your review goes through the end of this month, and then we'll pick 3 winners that will win some of our vendors. You'll get like a box with different items from our vendors, new items that you'll be fresh off the press.
Mm-hmm.
A mix of those items and so forth. So it's just leave us a review on Google, and so the link is up there in our bio. It's also on our Facebook page, our group page, up in the top part of the announcements. So yeah, how do we access the raffle? Go to our link tree on IG, on our Facebook and Facebook, but go on the IG page, go into the link tree, click on it, and the link is there. Or our Facebook group, Anita, it's at the top as well with the link in the announcement section. So you just leave a review and you'll be automatically entered.
And
leaves a review.
And the Black Candle Makers Club, we got good prizes. We don't listen.
Yeah.
Y'all get good prizes. You better get in that raffle, and it don't take that long to write a review. It doesn't take long at all to write a review. So get in there and do what you got to do.
Yep. All right, y'all. Well, y'all have a great rest of your Saturday.
Yes.
You're a part of the university. You will make sure you registered for the class so that you get the notification about the replay, which I will make sure gets posted here in a couple hours here. And that's it. Thank y'all for joining us.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.